Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play series in Crusader Kings 3 Realms in Exile. We are playing Mount Gram as the Skull Keeper. We are in the middle of a rebellion here. Last episode we recruited some pikemen. We are going to need to wait for them to fill up before we throw them in here so we can march on him. I do have more troops than him, however, he does not have... Oh no, he does. He does have frugal armorers. But he will have a defensive advantage, and I'd rather we first get the pikemen into the fray before we jump in to attack him on his own territory. In terms of wards, we could do with educating more people. Sure, we'll take you, and we'll take you. I am a bit nervous about our neighbors because his troops aren't great, but there's more of them. And he has 13,000, including 1,000 orc warriors and a full stack of pikemen. The rabble isn't really important, but there's a lot of them as well. Who's your ally? It's internal, so it's irrelevant. How are our pikemen? Not quite full yet. Can we arrange a marriage? No. And no. We're having problems with arranging marriages. Do you want me to go hunt with you? No, thank you. Wait a minute. How did you get the title? Inherited. I can't tell if this is a woman or a... if this is male or female, I can't tell. Female. I assume male. And male. How did... no, female. Princess, yeah. Prince, princess, so female and female. He had no more male heirs. That's how he inherited the title. Come on, there we go, finally. So, we'll raise the pikemen. Now we have enough troops to beat him for sure, so we can get out of this stupid rebellion. And we will take away their land. We'll go for taxman, so we can get a bit more taxes. You still need to be upgraded, okay. Surely you're not gonna beat us. We're barely winning. Oh my days. We're gonna be fighting here for 20 months or whatever. We do have ticking war score on our side. And as soon as we siege that, it's over. Yes, this is what we wanted to see. So we have Herculean and Quick. And we desperately need, I don't care about LSR, we desperately need someone with Quick. Hopefully we're gonna have some people develop these traits. You want to be fickle. We'll accept that. The Bjornings have expanded quite a bit. Lothlorien, though, expanded a lot more. And they're gonna keep expanding because they're gonna start taking the Greenwood. Can we ransom you before we accept? No, we cannot. Okay. So that's the war done. Um, you do have money. Let's take away your title. Yeah, we'll take the money. And about you, we will also take your title. And the money. Yeah. We'll keep the children for a bit. We'll see if they're being ransomed. Right, you can have this bit of land. Yep. And now we have a problem because we're still over the limit. How are your steward stats? Not great. How are yours? Somewhat better. Let's make her the primary wife. Hold on. Learning is 11. 6. Yeah. Let's make you the primary wife. And we're still over the limit. How about you help us manage the domain? And we're still over the limit, but not as much. You need to be built up. So do you. Which leaves us with next to no income. And you're coming to raid with 14,000. 14,000. And off he goes. I mean, sure. We can demand payments. We absolutely will do that. We don't want those alliances. He doesn't want an alliance, and we don't want an alliance with him anyway. We can station troops. That's not gonna help us. Okay. We need to make some duchy titles, I think. How many more lands do we need? More. Okay. So now you're gonna raid there as well, which is annoying, but I can't stop you. So his army is complete, I'm pretty sure. But yours seems to be lagging behind. Who? We'll take it. Can we indulge in drink? And then we really need to... No, we're not doing that. Let's go for a hunt. Maybe we'll get rid of this stress. We need the prestige anyway. This would be kind of bad, but I'll take it, because I don't want to die. We're hunting boar, which is good, because that pays a bit more prestige. Yeah, we'll do that. After it, can we marry you? No. I'm sorry, do I have some sort of filter that I'm not aware of? We can get someone with intelligence. What about for him? Why not? That's obnoxious. So in terms of sons, nope, no. Is this bugged or something? No. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna take the chance. Who got hurt? Aruk. Oh well. And we get boar task, which is not what I wanted to see. But at least he dropped some of that stress. Right, so we have some money. This has a lead deposit, which is absolutely worthless. So, which one of you is disabled? Not one of you. Well, that's good. You're still growing, you're still growing. We could build this. Let's do that. And we need to start recruiting heavy infantry. And smacker for that matter. The smacker would be cheaper. We can recruit a bunch of them. Are you at war? No. Ah, you don't have your full complement of orc warriors, but you will soon. Yeah, we need to raise money for the military. I cannot afford to stay on these figures of a military. We're too vulnerable. Yep, you can marry. Right, so you're fully developed. We're just waiting on the development. We're gonna pass you over to our son. Um, we're still gonna go with prestige here. The other one is simply not gonna fire in our favor. We do have the option of trying to subjugate the Ethermods, but in my experience from my previous plays, we risk getting maimed, and the reward for this would be a colony here, which isn't that great of a reward, and 5 trolls, basically. Just 5. Not a regiment, just some mercenaries, basically, of just 5 trolls, which isn't really worth the risk of getting maimed. Or even dead, because that's a possibility as well, I think. We could marry a quick, but it's not gonna do us any good. And we're stuck, basically. We need to let time pass, because there's nothing else we can do. Who is Borgag? Let's find out. My spy master. Okay. That's quite a success chance you have. Let's reduce that, and maybe we can identify who wants to kill him. We should be able to raid you now, though, without any issues. So let's do that, because we need the money. We could go hunting again. We probably should. But I really want to keep money for the military. I am expecting trouble. Can we marry you off to someone? We can, but nothing great. This might pay off for a combination between handsome and intelligent. We might be able to get quick and calmly children. But I think I don't want to do that. I think I want to get geniuses first and then start to mix them. Who would we get a favor with? On you. That's not really very helpful. We can extort subjects, and we shall. I'll have everyone pay. We have some money now. And I think we should recruit. That will give us some numbers at not too high a cost. We will grow this, and actually you can improve control, and we can found the delving now and move you here and give this to you. And we'll go for defensive measures just to increase the fortification levels. God, this is so slow. Um, yeah, he absolutely filled up his army. But he's a king, so he should have room for another group. So we now need to raise money for warriors, basically. Just so we're not as vulnerable. And in the meantime, we need to grow to the point where we get a kingdom so that we get access to another army group, which will probably fill either with Smaker to counter his heavy infantry or with wargs. I'm not entirely sure. It might be with wargs. So we have two intelligent children here. And no intelligent orcs to marry them to. I think the most immediate benefit would probably be to get this duchy. Because at the moment, they're not considered rightful vassals. None of them. But of the territories that are being given to vassals, these would be the richest. Right, you finished increasing control. Train troops, please. Are you teaching anyone? You are, but not everyone. Let's teach him. By the way, can we marry you to anyone? No. So how much do you cost? 52. We're gonna need 7. So we almost have the money for this, and we're gonna lose about a ducat a month just for having them, regardless of anything else. But I still think we need to do this, because we are extremely vulnerable. Another one. Are you? Yeah, you are. Okay. We desperately need orcs that are intelligent. Now we need to wait on more money. But at least we have a military comparable with him. You are attacking someone. Him. And you are attacking to do what? To reduce development. Why, when you could just conquer him? That is beyond stupid. Gurthil. Right, so this has been built. We're waiting just on development. Spazzing out, apparently. You want to be lazy. Arbitrary is kind of awful. We'll stick with lazy, I suppose. And I guess we could expand in this direction, just to finalize this border, as it were. But at least we're not looking as unprepared as we used to. Well, might as well station you there. You'll get a bit of a buff. So yeah, I think the next step is gonna be this colony. Because we do need prestige quite badly, but we need the land more than we need prestige because we need more troops and we need more income. Um, no, we're gonna go for a quick profit. We're losing money in the long run, but I'd rather we start this now. And we need to save money to feudalize this as well. Nope. Your troops just dropped because he died and you don't have as many. Now that's interesting. And you're in the middle of a war. We could attack for this duchy here, but these are settlements and that's the only delving. That's 2 delvings and a settlement and a delving. And I don't think we can beat this. We have gone for extra siege towers, I think. And extra pikemen. That's interesting. Now, this is gonna be an interesting test because he's coming to raid me. And we actually have the same kind of troops. So let's raise the army. And let's intercept you. Good. This is good. Bye. Now I don't know if we could siege all of this. That's 5. That's 10. We need money for siege equipment. Come on, go away. Is there anything we can cancel? I don't think so. No. There is absolutely nothing we can cancel. If we take this, we're good. How much are those siege towers? 62. We'll wait a bit. And then we'll start to take his land, basically. Starting with the duchy. And I think we will actually move our capital in it as well. Maybe. Right, you are developed, however we have other priorities. Can we... When can we extort? 5th of March, in a year. Less than a year, in 6 months. We'll take the levy reinforcement rate. That will come in useful. And I think we kind of have to go now. Or at least we have to recruit them. Come on, 16 gold, you can do this. Shy would be better for you. Do we have disease nearby? We kinda do. Let's isolate the capital. Right, so about those marriages. Not good. Interesting. Can we get you two together? No. Because you simply do not like me. Durin has been crowned. And Durin has been expanding as well, which is not very helpful. I will have everyone pay. We can now increase this. And we can now declare war. I don't want to take the kingdom quite yet. Yeah, we'll do this instead. And let's see what happens. How are we for time anyway? We still have time, we're only halfway through. We're still making money even on this, and we'll keep it on this because it gives us knight effectiveness and men-at-arms damage and toughness. We are still winning, although he's sieging kind of fast. We can actually feudalize this though. And you can hold it, yeah? Yeah, you can. And it is part of your duchy, yeah? Yeah. So congratulations. We still can't get you married though, so that's kind of awful. Right, let's see if we can intercept you. There's nothing else we can hire, yeah? Yeah, they're all maxed out. Uh, yeah, we'll do it. It will probably fail though. Summon the physician. Desperate measures. This will not happen again. And you should improve maybe. calm is probably the best one for you. Yeah. We can start removing bandits here. Look at how much we're struggling to beat this. You know, you two can get out. No. There's absolutely no need for that. And I assume you're gonna want to unsiege your stuff now. I assumed correctly. But we can siege this. And if you don't take the right decisions, we're gonna siege your capital soon, and you won't be able to stop us either. And these are the war targets. Right, that item can just be destroyed. And we took prisoners as well, none of which matter. You don't want a hook, you don't want to be... Okay, who are you? Fine, sit in prison then. I don't see an alternative there. Are you gonna come north? That would be a mistake. That's fine. Did you finish this? You have. Come and intercept, please. No, no, not through there. Through here, please. Thank you. This is the problem. We're gonna play Ring Around the Rosie, basically. I don't think this would be a good idea. She's not great either. Will you accept for a hook? Yeah, you will. And you're gonna go around now to unsiege your stuff, right? Great. No, we're not gonna do that. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. You know what? Let's siege the gate of Gundabad and then the capital, because this is getting ridiculous, and I had quite enough. Undersupplied. Of course we got undersupplied. You couldn't give me a buff with 83% or whatever it was. So you want to be callous. No, you're gonna be just instead. A stiff drink should solve this. Well done. And there we go, folks. We have what we needed. Which means we get access to the gate of Gundabad. We're gonna need to move our capital though, because we're gonna need to keep Matugard and the rest of these. They are better developed anyway, I think. Well, not quite. And they will have lower control. Really, I can't move it to a disabled holding. I need to give away my holdings before I can move it. Right. I'm gonna have to pause and think how I'm gonna do this, because under partition law, I cannot give away lands to certain people. So I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll be right back. So what I've done is, instead of giving it to my sons, I've created random nobles. I allowed the game to generate them for me, and the reason I'm doing that, I've done that in this county, in these two counties here, in these two counties here, and in these two counties, so this one and this one. So I'm basically keeping the Chamber of Awakening, the Gate of Gundabad, Matugard, Gormak, and Mount Gram. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna want to keep both of these duchies. Now I don't know if I'll be able to hold both of those duchies, because we need to change the partition law to high partition, and I don't know if that's how it's going to work. We may not be able to keep this duchy. We'll see. However, um, after doing all of this, first of all, we need to free him. He does have the money for it. We could leave him a bit. I do have other uses for that money. However, what I did notice is that we can now marry some. We have some better marriage prospects. So first of all, we have a genius here and the intelligent here. So I'm gonna find the one who was birthing intelligent people. But none for females. Okay. I'm gonna find the one that was birthing intelligent people. I know there's one. Yeah. So we're gonna take, she's the eldest. We're gonna, not the 190, that's not even an option. We have here the 16-year-old, and we have the 89. Let's see if we go for the 89. They will have children. I will propose this. So let's allow that to happen. And with the 7, we will take the 16-year-old. And I don't think we have anyone for you quite yet. We could combine with, I don't know, someone who's strong or pretty. That would be an option. I'm gonna have to go through these. I'll probably do it in between episodes. But effectively, we've reduced the over domain thing to a more acceptable level. We need to increase control. Of course you're disabled. Do we not benefit from this? No, because we're not a dwarf. Okay. So we don't benefit from this at all. We could give it to someone else. But before I create any more vassals, we currently have only 4 powerful vassals, of which only 1 opposes me for a change of law. And if we take a look here, he took control of the culture, and he's gonna finish this in 7 years. So now, what we need to do, we need to start impressing him. So we're gonna sway. And I'm actually not going to expand anymore, because I don't want to deal with 2 upset vassals. We'll take the stewardship experience. And have you freed yourself yet? You have, which is good. What marriage can we get for you? Nothing great. And nothing great, basically. We can wait a bit more. It's not the end of the world. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna consolidate all of this. We're gonna go for architect, because that's gonna give us domain size +2. You want to pay ransom for him. I accept. Her, whatever. You want to pay ransom for her. I accept. Let's move you to house arrest. I don't think anyone is going to buy you off, but we'll sit on it for a bit. I've started converting the faith. We're not gonna use the cult of the Ulukai. So what are our holy sites? Mount Gundabad, Mount Gram, and the rest of them are not anywhere near. Okay. So my daughter is planning to kill my son-in-law. Which is not good. We could attack Goblin Town. They wouldn't have the strength to resist us. And they're having a bunch of civil wars. However, I do not want to expand until I change this law. Speaking of, to change the law, I think we'll need High Crown Authority, but we can adopt that anytime. What concerns me is that he won't... I don't want him to adopt some stupid tradition. Can we declare war on you, actually? Yeah, we could invade the whole thing. But then we'd be neighbors with Durin. And we don't have the strength to fight Durin. Not by a long shot. So, we're not gonna do that. We can invade you, however, for the whole thing. We can in fact invade all the way to the Kingdom of Moria, maybe. And conquer our Gundabad territories and take Goblin Town as well. Right, who wants an ultimatum? A bunch of territories. So we're gonna have a revolt on our hands pretty soon. However, we now have quite a bit of soldiers. This has kicked in as well, which is what we wanted to see. And we now have access to a few more decisions. We can at least see them. So one of them would be to shackle the Anduin Vale, which would destroy Bjorn's Hall in the holding of Bjornselle. We wouldn't benefit from this anyway, so we should destroy it, and we would get Pelt of the Giant Bear of the Carrack as an artifact. We have access to Desecrate Imladris, so that Imladris loses the House of Elrond building, which is quite a powerful building, and instead gains this, which is a bit of a joke, but by comparison. It does give intimidated vassal levy contributions, but it's not that great of a building. Karas Galadhon would be in Galadriel's realm, and she would lose this, and it would gain this, which is useless. The county would get plus 30% levies, which is pointless. 1 gold a month is nothing, and we won't have issues with dread in the future, so that's not a priority. And finally, we would be able to desecrate Aradhrind, which is in Thranduil's realm. So his capital would lose the building, which again is a fairly strong building. And we would get the Tomb of the Elven King. And this is actually a very useful building, because it's the only one that buffs up monsters that we will have access to for quite some time. And the only other building that can compare with that kind of buff is this one, because it increases stationed men-at-arms toughness by 30%. However, the one here would increase both toughness and damage, so we would want to keep that. Other than that, we have Plunder Thorin's Tomb, which is very far away. So, we do have access to those decisions. We do not have access yet to the decisions to reform the army. You are robust. Can we get you a robust lady? No, not yet. We can still sit on the marriages for a bit. How are we for time? We're getting close. You're independent. We could actually conquer you and give it to our son, but I really don't want to have any more vassals right now. We have two already who oppose us. You can keep gluttonous. Right, you are now a powerful vassal as well. Why do you approve? Are you terrified or something? He's terrified of me. Yeah, that's why he approves. We should get a better chancellor, maybe? You would be good as a commander. And you would be irrelevant. Other than the fact that we could move you to be a spy master. Let's allow that to take over. So now let's look at who could be a spy master. My marshal. My marshal is probably the best one, so let's sway him instead. And we'll swap the spy master for the marshal, and we'll bring in the other guy for the marshal position. We can extort subjects, we shall do so. And we will start to develop this province, because we are keeping it. We'll see about this, but we're absolutely increasing this. And we can now start building you as well, and developing you. So we get rid of the colony thing. And I'm gonna stop expanding in here for the moment, because what we really need to do is we really need to change this law. We do, however, have enough to get the Duchy of Gundabad. So now let's look. Yeah, so we're already having problems with the succession thing. We can move the realm capital though, so we could make Gundabad our primary title. I'd rather not do that yet, because I don't know if we'll lose access to restoring the empire. So we won't do that quite yet. But we now have both of these duchies, which is what we wanted. You will not have freedom. 9,000 troops at the gate of Gundabad. Anywhere else? No. Okay. That's fine. We will raise our troops here so you don't see them. And we will pile on top of you. Why do you hate me so much? Cultural acceptance. Right. We could recruit you. No. No, we could not. We can execute you. So we got a bit more dread. Does that change things? They're both terrified. We'll do this for now. I don't necessarily need the prestige, because I'm not the one in control. We will want to take this away from him swiftly, though. Give me a moment. Right, so we're gonna be using all of this to consolidate our holdings, I think. We need to increase control here as well. You change culture, which doesn't really help us. At least you're loyal. Right, can we marry you to someone who's intelligent? No. That's so annoying. You have a rebellion. We're going to help you with said rebellion. Because we don't want you to have problems. Please finalize this. Come on, finalize the war. Thank you. Our income is slowly getting back up to where it was supposed to be. Popular figurehead should stop the revolts we were having. So the popular opinion is now fine. How are we for time? Yeah, we kinda need to stop now. So, we're gonna continue this in the next episode. We just won a great victory, because with the Duchy of Gundabad we now have a sizable army. It's nowhere near where we want it to be, but we are secure from both Gundabad, who we've greatly weakened. They only have 1,000 troops now. And Goblin Town can no longer touch us either. So as soon as we change the law for the partition, we will be in a very good position to conquer effectively the Misty Mountains. But before we do that, we'll probably focus on restoring the Empire of Angmar. And for that, we're gonna need to fight them as well, which puts us in a bad position, kind of, because we're gonna be neighboring the elves. We'll see how we tackle all of this. We're gonna want to take the decision to restore the Empire of Angmar, and then swiftly unify the Orc warbands, so we get access to the Dark Servants tech. And by then we should have access to the decisions that are related to the Kingdom of Gundabad, to reform the army. So, on that note, leave a comment, throw me a like, subscribe, help me grow my channel. If you have any advice or if you feel the need to say anything that pertains to the gameplay, then feel free to do so. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.